Story 1. Am I, 27F, manipulating him? Boyfriend, 23M, suggested moving in together and splitting rent based on salary. My boyfriend, 23M, US citizen, and I, 27F, on a work visa, have been dating for over a year and a half, and we've been in a long-distance relationship this entire time, both living in different cities for our first jobs. I live in a larger, more expensive city, while he's been living in a smaller, more affordable area. Recently, he got a remote job offer, and he's been talking about moving to my city. Throughout our relationship, up until he got this offer, he had never shown any signs that he wanted to move in together anytime soon. He would always joke about how he could never live with me because I'm too messy. He has high standards for cleanliness. And when I would bring up marriage, he'd respond by saying he wouldn't want to get married for at least 5 or 6 years. He even got annoyed when I jokingly called him hubby, which I understood, given that he's much younger. During his last visit, the one after he got the job offer, he was looking at apartments in my city online the whole time. I live in the city center, paying $3,000 in rent, and I'll need to stay in the area for the foreseeable future since my office is so close by. At first, he was mainly looking for places on the outskirts of the city, saying he'd get a small studio and mostly hang out at my place. But then, one day, he found some downtown apartments with reasonable prices, including a couple of 2-bedroom options. That's when he started talking about maybe moving in together to save on rent. He also suggested that we should split the rent based on our salaries, and he told me, I only want to pay $1,300 for rent, which is what I'm paying now. The thing is, I don't even know how much he makes. I work in tech, so my salary is pretty transparent, and I know it's higher than his, but he always says he works overtime and has other investments. He also knows how much I save after my expenses, and he likes to mention that he saves more than I do. I remember one day, while I was in bed, he started talking about the rent split. He pulled out his laptop, found a rent-splitting website, and asked me to enter my salary for a calculation. After it calculated, he said he wouldn't want to pay more than $1,300. My parents and relatives have been encouraging me to settle down, either with him or someone else. When he mentioned moving in together, I was initially just concerned about whether or not I should live with him, especially since he's made it clear that he doesn't want to get married soon. But after discussing it with my family, I realized that he had been the one to bring up moving in together and suggesting how we should split the rent. I told him that I wouldn't move in with him unless we were planning on getting married in the future. I also told him that the way he wanted to split the rent wasn't fair. English isn't my first language, and I'm not the best at debating, but I explained that, although I make more money, my living expenses are also much higher, especially since I buy a lot of clothes and personal care products. I also told him that, historically, men have been expected to contribute more financially in relationships, and I believe we should split the rent 50-50 if we move in together. He made a Reddit post about our situation, claiming that we both wanted to move forward in our relationship, which wasn't true. He also mentioned that I make double his salary, which I didn't even know he thought. He's always been vague about his salary, but I assumed he earned only slightly less than I do. When I tried explaining my side to him, he insisted that his Reddit post was the truth and accused me of lying and manipulating him. He said he wanted to move in with me as a step forward in our relationship, but I didn't think that was the case, especially since he's always said he didn't want to marry me for years. Now, I'm considering making my own Reddit post to explain what actually happened, since I remember every detail of our conversations, and I still have the chat history from when I discussed this with my family. But I'm wondering, am I the one manipulating him? Edited update. I realized he mentioned I earn $170,000 in his post, but that's not accurate. My base salary is about $120,000, and the $170,000 includes stocks that will vest in the future. Also, during a phone argument tonight, he said that if I got promoted, my salary would be double his, but again, that's based on future projections. 2-bedroom apartments downtown are rarely $3,000, decent ones go for about $4,500. So, if he's paying $1,300, I'd be paying over $3,000, which isn't fair. He's also been accusing me of dating him just for a green card, even though he once told his family that he wouldn't marry me until I got my green card through work sponsorship. Honestly, I'm starting to feel like this relationship is more about him getting what he wants, and I'm not getting much out of it. He doesn't provide any financial or emotional support, and I'm starting to wonder if I'm stuck in a charity relationship. Also, for the record, the statement about men historically contributing more in relationships isn't just some outdated notion, it's still a reality in many cases. We've been splitting expenses 50-50 throughout the relationship, and I've never received anything significant from him in return. When I confronted him about his arrangement, he changed the story, claiming that he only wanted to move in as a way to move our relationship forward. But when I told him I'd only consider it if we were moving toward marriage, he twisted the logic, saying that moving in together was the step forward. Comment 1. If her house isn't full of recent purchases and she's blowing through money that quickly, then the only logical explanation is that she has a drug problem. The fact that she had wads of cash when you first met tells me she was either dealing or escorting. There is definitely no salvaging the relationship. Comment 2. What did she spend the money on? That's important. Was it catching up or prepaying on bills? Because that's very different than, say, craft supplies she already has. Comment 3. Where is all that money going? What is her explanation for all of this? Financial issues are the #1 cause of divorce. This will not improve with marriage, only drag you down with her because you're on the hook for her debts. Comment 4. I suggest you dump her. Had the same problem years ago in a relationship that lasted almost 9. This never gets better. Believe me. You want a woman that solves problems, not one that creates them. Comment 5. I'm not going to give you advice on your relationship dynamics, while a lot seems off there. But let me break it down to you like a smart and loving father or mother would. Transparency needs to be there from both sides. If he knows your salary, you should know his. Both financial situations need to be fully on the table. And it sounds to me that he wanted the apartment first, and then tried to do the math how to pay for it, and only then did you come into the mix. Please remember, our gut instinct knows it already. You already know. He confused and gaslit you. But you know. Comment 6. Don't do it. As soon as he realized how high rents are, he changed his tune about living together. He wants a decent place in the city, and he wants your money to make it happen. Comment 7. Don't move in with him. There's a definite lack of honesty, transparency, and sincerity there. I don't see a future together long-term for you guys. Story 2. My buddies, 29M, GF, 29F, is cheating on him. As I'm writing this, I'm sitting here listening to my best friend's girlfriend hooking up with someone in the next room. It's not loud, no moaning or anything, but it's pretty obvious she's trying to keep it quiet. And we all know how that goes. It's never as quiet as they think it is. The walls are thin, and I'm awake, despite it being late. I'm staying with them until I find a new place to live, which I've finally sorted, so I'll be moving out this week. My buddy and his girlfriend have been living together for over a year, and he's often out of town for work. I've only been here for 2 weeks. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because I need to figure out how to tell him what's going on behind his back. He's coming back tomorrow, and I have no idea how to bring this up without causing chaos. I know I have to tell him, but I'm just not sure how to start the conversation. This is one messed up situation. Comment 1. Is there any way you could play stupid and be like, oh, you got back late last night, right? I heard you two going at it? Otherwise, find a private place that is not his house with his GF to sit him down and give him the news. Tell him how much you appreciate that he's been letting you crash at his place, and that you don't want to make things more complicated, but that he deserves to know what you heard going on. Tell him that he deserves better than GF, and that you're happy to return the couch crashing favor if it comes down to it. Comment 2. You almost should have walked in on them, because you know she's going to gaslight the both of you. Story 3. My 25M, girlfriend, 24F, thinks I'm being classist. I've been dating this girl, Mia, for just over 6 months. We both live in the same city, which happens to be where she grew up. It's an area with mostly lower-income residents, and that's an important detail. We share an apartment with a small outdoor space that everyone in the building has access to. I like to sit outside and work when the weather's nice. When I need to go inside, like to use the bathroom, I always bring my laptop with me because I don't want it to get stolen. Mia has never mentioned this as an issue before. Last weekend, we visited my parents who live on a family farm with no one else around, except for the people they work with, who I've known my whole life. While I was sitting on the porch with my laptop, my dad called me inside for something. I left the laptop on the porch and went inside for about 5 to 10 minutes. When Mia and I were driving back to the city, she casually mentioned that she thought it was strange I didn't bring the laptop inside. I told her I wasn't worried about it getting stolen because we were at my parents' place. She got quiet for the rest of the drive. Later, she told me I was being classist because I only see lower-class people as thieves. I tried to explain that wasn't the case, and that I would have brought the laptop inside if we were surrounded by the richest people in the world. She didn't believe me and accused me of lying, and now she's sulking around our apartment. I don't want to leave my laptop out in a busy, shared space, but I also don't want her to be upset. What should I say or do to fix this? Comment 1. Her whole argument is flawed because you were at your family's farm. Ask her straight up if she would feel comfortable leaving her expensive cell phone sitting in a common area for anyone to possibly steal versus leaving it out at her parents' house. They are completely different situations. It's an apples to oranges comparison. Comment 2. LOL. Not lower class. Strangers. Comment 3. No way to win this one since they're already starting from a false stance. I'd ask why she believes someone would see lower-class people as thieves since you've never said that before. I'd focus on the point that one is leaving an item with family and another is leaving an item out in public. Very different. Comment 4. This is why you don't live with someone after less than 6 months together. You don't know each other. She is being unreasonable. The situations you described are two completely different circumstances. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.